What is up, y'all? Today I got an interview with a moderator for Ghoul, and he leaked a lot of things, alright? Some juicy stuff, especially about Kakuja, which to this day, people still don't know how to get fully. So I'm not going to yap for too long, but the one thing he did say is that we cannot do the interview over voice chat. So I asked you guys in the community 10 questions, 15 questions, whatever. I'll pick the best ones, and I asked him those questions. So if you want to be here for the next interview, subscribe, and you will be notified if I ever ask for more questions. All right. So without further ado, let's get straight into the interview. Let's go. All right, y'all. So the mod we are interviewing today is called Insanity. All right. So I asked him. He said he's been modding for about 4 months now. So yeah, I looked at some of the questions, you guys, picked some, came with some of my own, but the first thing I asked him, it's relating to my Noro cheese video. I'll put that up on the screen. I'm sure some of you guys have seen that. I pretty much asked, is that bannable to do that? So this was his response. Alright, so he did say it varies on the mod dealing with the situation. He said he wouldn't ban for it, but it is considered a bug / cheese, so take that how you will. Honestly, I don't think you guys will get in that much trouble if you keep doing it, you know, like really there's no reporting in this game, but just be aware it is considered bug / cheese, alright? So the next thing I asked him was about Arata armor and Kakuja, alright? So I honestly wanted to see his answer for this one myself. I basically asked him, do you have any idea when Arata armor and Kakuja Reqs will be released? And this was his answer. He said, I'm not sure when they'll be fully released, but hopefully soon. Probably when more Kakujas are made. So this was before the update dropped. So now that we have Yamori, you know, I was asking him if it's the update drop today. He said possibly, you know, so maybe real soon we'll see some Reqs, alright? So fret not, ghouls. So I then asked him, this is from a comment, so shout out that commenter, if SSS Owl will get a mode bar, just like the other mythics. And he did say he doesn't think it'll get a bar. So, you know, take that with a grain of salt. Maybe it won't. But honestly, I think SSL is good on its own already. It's what I main. But, you know, maybe it will. Maybe it won't. We'll see. Okay, and then I asked him, what do you think is the strongest race? Now, I know a lot of people think ghouls are overpowered. So I was surprised by his answer because he said CCG 100%. With the new mythic weapons, they can burst you before you heal. I don't know. That might be a bit of a hot take, man. But I guess I get it, bro. Now this is an exciting one. I asked him, do you know what's in store for the game in the future? What can you share? So he actually did give me quite a juicy answer. He said, as of right now, all I know will be added is new Arata stages and different types of Kakuja. So we knew that there are different types of Kakuja because of the update. We did not know that new Arata stages are going to be dropped. That is insane, y'all. So there is a chance you'll be able to progress your Arata armor when you get it to a higher stage, just like in the anime. That is going to be awesome, y'all. I mean, that is an insane piece of detail. I was surprised he said that, man. I don't know if he had approval. He also said that Kakuja is considered a V3 for your Kagune. So there is not going to be any V3s in the game. That is what Kakuja is. Then I asked him a question I'm sure a lot of you have been wanting to tell the devs yourself, maybe in not so nice ways. But I said, how do you feel about the progression? A lot of people say it needs a rework. He said it does need some work around the end game, considering the PD survive slowed down a bit, and that is facts. It slows down so much, and it requires killing your own faction to grade up faster. So honestly, I agree, but that is more CCG progression. I feel like Ghoul progression really needs some reworking around the beginning, in my opinion. Next, I asked him a question, and his answer really surprised me. I said, what is your go-to race and Quinque / Kagune? So he said, for CCG, Solus and Yukimura V2, and for Ghoul, if he had rolled off Ken V2, he'd be on Beaked. Beaked is meta. Like, I did not expect that. If y'all saw my tier list, a lot of people in the comments were telling me you're wrong about Beaked. You know, Beaked is good. I thought they were crazy, but maybe, I don't know, man. If it's coming straight from the mods, maybe he's right. Okay, so this one, I think a lot of you are really going to want to know, because I have heard rumors about this too. I asked him, is Arata and Kakuja obtainable right now? Some people claim it's not even in the game. And his answer actually kind of surprised me. He said, I'd say Arata is obtainable, not so sure about Kakuja at the moment, since nobody has been able to find the stage 2 NPC. But I'm sure they are obtainable, so it sounds like he's got his own suspicions. He said it might just be spawning in a hidden area. I don't know, man. That sounds kind of sus, you know? Like maybe there's some, I don't know, maybe Kakuja's not even in the game? I don't know. I think we'll just see, because I know the only people I've seen of Kakuja are YouTubers, if I'm being honest, boosted YouTubers, so I don't know. Alright, so this question is for all my Eto mains out there. I asked him, do you know when Eto V2 and Eto Kakuja will release? People are curious how the game is going to handle big Kakujas. He said if they were able to add Yamori Kakuja in this upcoming update, I'm sure they'll figure out something with Eto, maybe some buffs too. So, you know, for all my Eto mains out there, that one's for you, man. Well, maybe we'll get some buffs. Okay, so this one is more of a question about him, but I asked him what the craziest thing he's encountered modding for Ghoul Re, and he said the multiple times I've been called slurs by exploiters for denying their appeal. They have no remorse. Yeah, exploiters are honestly ruining this game, especially in permadeaths. I never go into permadeath because I got wiped by an exploiter once, and the tickets are so full, it's going to take you like a week to get your slot back. So I don't know. I just don't even do it anymore. Okay, on that topic of exploiters, I asked him, has anyone ever exploited in front of you not knowing you were a mod? He said, yeah, multiple times. Alright, that's insane, man. He said it's pretty funny when they realize I'm a mod, they turn into a loot bag. Dude, that is just like the best news I've heard of this whole interview, because I hate exploiters so much, especially the ones that kill you in PDs. So, you know, hey, at least some justice is being served. Now, as we know, mods are able to get Kakuja and Arata armor. So, I threw this one at him. I said, have you tried Kakuja and have you tried Arata armor? If so, which one do you think is better? I was hoping for a really juicy detail here, but what he did say is I personally haven't tried either. So I was like, alright. But I feel that Kakuja is most likely stronger, especially against Proto Arata. So what that tells me is that Arata armor is going to upgrade in the future, and it's going to be able to rival Kakuja eventually. So there might be some extra grind in there for CCGs to get on that Kakuja level. Alright, and then I asked him, is there anything you can say that you think the fans of the game would be excited to hear? Alright, so I was hoping for some juicy Kakuja details, maybe some cool updates, and this is the answer he gave me. So, I don't know, if anyone's interested, I guess just DM him, but that was not the answer I was looking for. Alright, so this is another question from a commenter, so shout out to you. But this is the last question. I said, can we get the tiniest hint towards Kakuja and Arata Reqs? Just a little hint to push people in the right direction. And that is what he said. You have to wait for the devs for that one. Good luck on finding the quest lines. I was like, alright, that's fair, man. But shout out to him for, I guess, leaking that Arata is going to have stages confirmed in the game. Like, that is insane information. I did not think he dropped that. Alright, y'all, I hope you enjoyed that video. I did try to get as many of the comment questions in there as possible, but he did straight up say some of these I just can't answer because that would be leaking and he would get in trouble. So, you know, anyway, make sure to like and subscribe. As Insanity said himself, that is straight from a Ghoul Re mod, so you know you have to do it. I have a bunch of videos coming out about guides. Everything is already on the channel. Go check it out. Hit that bell noti. I'm hosting a Mashle Academy giveaway, giving away 5 Wave 0 spots. We're going to be doing that on stream. So if you want to be there, subscribe, hit the bell notification so you're notified, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace out.